Hi guys, welcome in the Rover Sports. It is, I believe it's the 8th of November today, and today we are going to be looking at the 49ers, CJ Beathard, and it's another film review for CJ. And, you know, when I first saw the box score of this game, I didn't think that there would be a lot to take away from the game other than the offensive line playing poorly, but I was clearly mistaken. I found a lot of interesting things in the tape, and I hope to try to display that to you guys today. You guys have been a great audience, and yeah, we're just trying to figure things out during the season, see who's going to be here next year, and so on and so forth. So the game started out pretty well, I believe. And some of these plays, you know, it takes a minute to jog the memory because you try to just watch, you know, as many things as possible. So here, 2nd and 4. I like this matchup here, the tight end here. If he should be able to beat press, and that's exactly where they go. They like the matchup there, and I really like George Kittle. I think he definitely has a future in this league. I liked how he got off the line there in press coverage, and CJ was able to deliver a good football to him. So, again, this game started out pretty well. See here, it's kind of a cover 2 look. These guys are kind of backing up. Good throw right there from CJ to leak it out to the fullback. I think that this coverage is effective for the Cardinals. Now, look at the top though. If you can anticipate here and make a tight window throw, you should do it versus this zone if you have time. But clearly here he did not have a lot of time. I think somebody on the right side of the offensive line messed up as well, or the left side. Actually, it's the center. Center gets blown off the football. It's one of the guards. Yeah, that was pretty poor play. So there's the leak out right there, and then Peterson makes, you know, or then you have a nice run after the... Oh, man. I apologize. That's the one where it was a fumble that pretty much resulted in a touchdown. So, again, just trying to jog the memory back. Here we go. Alrighty. Try to get better from there. So, here's cover 1 at the top. This is just a flat-out miss. Okay, I definitely remember this one. This is a flat-out miss from CJ Beathard. The footwork, this is something he can really improve in if he's going to compete with Jimmy. And this is one where, again, you know, Carlos Dansby gets off to a great start. You could see it in slow motion. Actually, very good chip blocks from the running back position there. The running back, I believe it might be Carlos Hyde, or it's Breda, but I believe it's Hyde. He really chips well here. And that allows CJ the opportunity to be able to throw to one-on-one coverage. It's a good route for Marquise. Marquise gives plenty of boundary room to CJ. And in fact, wait, did Marquise... That's an odd way to turn, though. Looking back on it, that's just something I just caught on the tape. So I'll make this full screen for you guys. Let's watch the footwork of Marquise Goodwin right here on the outside. Look at how Marquise at the top of the route, how he has to pirouette in a way that's completely unnecessary. Oh, shoot. Here we go. Here's the route. Here's the top of the route. Step off that right foot and just drive out. Why does he make that inside move and in that pirouette? That's why. And then the throw is to a spot. So believe it or not, that might not necessarily be CJ's fault because the footwork of Marquise Goodwin there, at first I thought it was an errant throw, which, you know, from a lot of looks at it, seems like an errant throw that's pulled left when it should be an easy completion. And again, there was pressure, and, you know, when you're blitzing there, you know, you're eventually gonna get leaky results. But essentially, that wasn't necessarily CJ's fault. The fullback holds on, so I didn't mind the blocking on that play. Now let's see, it's 3rd and 8. This is, I believe, cover 3. This is a really nasty, nasty defense to go up against. If you're in this situation, because you have Peterson who's one-on-one, that's probably your best matchup. You have guys in the middle of the field. I think you're going to get guys dropping. Oh, but then late, we get kind of a cover 1 look out of this. But you see here how it's a really tight zone, so it's really hard for anybody to place, and I understand why that route was kind of given there. I believe it still might be cover 3 or cover 2, but look at how the middle of the field is bracketed. They only rush 4 guys. So against this protection, the elite ones like Tom Brady and the Patriots, because there's 7 guys in coverage, the elite guys are able to hold on to the ball and buy time, and then guys are able to kind of run pick routes or something. But the odds of you completing a 3rd and 8 against this style of shell, against a cover 3 like what they're employing, are pretty much, you know, your chances are so minimal in that situation. And this is a great defensive call by the Cardinals. Great defensive call. No one really gets off of the line of scrimmage well. CJ makes the right read, and a lot of times, you know, especially as I've been watching football for a long time, I say, why throw it short of the sticks? Well, really, in a cover 3 shell like what Seattle will run all the time, there is really no better option than to throw it short of the sticks and try to let your guys go upfield, go up water for a 1st down. So the Niners get a lot of punts right here. A lot of punts. This is great discipline from CJ right here. And we're going to see here, I'm going to try to X out of here so I can give you guys some full screens. The Game Pass sometimes jumps ahead, but look at the read. Everybody is covered here, so CJ makes a great decision, and that's oftentimes how you beat zone coverage. That's how Shanahan did that. Devontae Freeman is a zone killer. That's why in Seattle, they ran the ball, and Freeman just crushed the creases of the Seattle zone. And Seattle has the best defense in football with the most talented linebackers and corners to employ that style. But Kyle Shanahan, to beat zone coverage, you're able to do that. And then look at this. You have 1st and 10, and in this look, that's why throwing on early downs is usually preferable, because here you get cover 1, and you can easily, I mean, I know Patrick Peterson is lined up in the zone, but you could have ran something on that particular play. Again, Carlos Hyde really doesn't get a lot of anything. Okay, good. 2nd and 9 here. I believe that we get a missed block on this particular play. I would send, you have one-on-one coverage, though. What teams like to do versus the Niners without the respect factor, and this is why Kyle's going to draft another wide receiver next year, is because teams flat out disrespect the Niners. This is cover 1. This, if you had an elite wide receiver here, you got to go up and be able to defeat the one-on-one matchup. I think this might be Bethel. I don't even think that this is Patrick Peterson. But the Niners, you know, watching this tape, they get a lot of one-on-one coverages, and that's why it would be nice if you get like a Calvin Ridley, a guy who can take the cover off of a defense, or maybe a guy like a big wide receiver, like maybe a Russell Gage, the Kalen Metcalf, the kid from SMU, is a big-bodied wide receiver, so you can just throw back shoulders on these guys all day long when they're in one-on-one coverage. But when you're in one-on-ones, they just can't seem to beat it. And then, oh, we have a big blocking missed assignment from Carlos Hyde. But that situation is very difficult. Dansby's a tremendous, it's actually Breda. But watch this, guys. This is something that CJ can really improve on. You know, Peyton Manning said in a lot of his interviews, and I think it was mostly Manning, he said that he can use the snap count to get the defense to read their hand, to reveal their hand early. So watch Carlos here. So Carlos, stop right there. Peyton Manning would call an audible for this type of play. He would have the running back know immediately what was to be done. He'd have a hot route covered. But with C.J. Beathard and his lack of knowledge in the NFL, the linebackers, especially Carlos Dansby, they were teeing off the whole game on the snap count. There was no snap count manipulation, and none of those little things have been operated from C.J. Beathard that have been employed by Beathard thus far. No snap count manipulation, and that's something that can really be improved, because here Dansby's going to get a clear shot. It's very, very hard for Breda. The angle is terrible. It disrupts everything. And then you have tackles that are just patchwork all over the field as well. You can't run block at all. So this is the cupboard is very bare. That doesn't really need to be reinforced that much. For some reason on 3rd and 9, they decide. For some reason they decide to skip ahead of this play that I wanted to show you. So 3rd and 9 after a nice throw out to Carlos Hyde. Let's see what they're employing here. They're employing strict cover 2. I think these guys are both going to fade back into coverage. Tight man-to-man cover 2 with both the safeties just fading back over top as they back up. You know it's cover 2. You could have thrown it out to Kittle here. That would have been your best option. Everybody is very, very well covered. Again, 3rd and 9, the defense has such an advantage when they're ahead of the chains, and these little passes that you could have thrown with anticipation, CJ does not do. The sack is kind of on him. He's trying to go for too much, trying to move the chains instead of, keeping field position. Here you got to throw it out to Kittle. You just have to make that read, and you just have to take what they give you in this cover 2 shell. You have help over the top. It's a very effective defense. Here in the middle of the field, you have Peterson, I think, who does a tremendous job of bracketing. Not a lot of opportunities, but CJ can help out the field position in the O-line by simply getting rid of the football there. But again, it's a cover 2. Cover 2 and cover 3 versus 3rd and 9. Especially cover 3, you're dead. All right, let's see what we got here. This is a nice play call. 2nd and 10, no help from the running game. This was one of the more exciting plays of the entire game. You have play action, and CJ really does throw a great deep ball. I mean, one thing, I've watched this play pretty closely over time, and I want to see Kittle really occupy the safety here in this cover 2 for him, because I'd love for a one-on-one with Honey Badger. Something else CJ could have done is he kind of lets you have a double team, but he kind of lets the rusher kind of impact him a tiny bit, even though the timing had to be perfect. And from the naked eye, from the television broadcast view, it looks like CJ could have led him more to the sideline, and it looks like he could have employed better footwork. But on the above screen, it's difficult because Kittle in this route, he should have ran a flag route out here. It wasn't like he was running the wrong route, but I don't know why Kyle Shanahan, he could have employed a two-on-one strategy here, where you could have had a one-on-one up here, but watch the depth of the route. It's so short, so then that safety is able to recover on Marquise. And this safety does impact this play a lot, because now the throw has to be absolutely perfect. And the throw is pretty dang good. And look at CJ here. He has all this room to the left. He has to kind of slide a little bit. I would love to just see him just completely break away so he's completely uninhibited. But again, look at where he's throwing. It's not like this guy is open. The angle where CJ loads up is right here. And that is not an easy throw. It's not like the guy is open at that point, so it's not a miss. This is a hell of a throw. Hell of a throw by CJ. Actually, the downfield throws in this game from CJ were impressive. CJ certainly has things that you can, judge, that you can improve on. The snap count, the ability to leak out throws, the ability to read and decipher quickly, get from one read to the next read. But in terms of the downfield throws, I mean, the guy, and then here we go. I believe now this is the def formation, the cover 2. See how the middle of the field, you have the free safety moving back. Everybody is bracketed. You have no open guys whatsoever. You could try to force one in the coverage there, but you have to anticipate at an elite level, like right there. And look, the formate, and also they're sending a blitz as well. So CJ's slow in the pocket. The blitz protect is pretty damn good. You got it. I mean, the guards don't do a good job, especially that guard. He gets pushed. But in terms of the running backs picking up the blitz, it wasn't that bad. I mean, I give the Cardinals credit. It's a well defended play. It's not like he's missing wide open guys. It's a well defended play by the Cardinals. All right, let's see. Second quarter. Well, end of the first quarter, we happen to get a little bit of friction or momentum. End of the first quarter. Again, you're going to see a really good ball here from CJ. A lot of power behind this football. Attacking the defense, attack the center of the field. Nice route here, occupies the safeties. I like how they now go 2-on-1. They now learn a little bit. But look at this throw from the 10 to about the 40-yard line. That is really good arm strength from CJ Beathard. That's incredible. That's like actually like a that's good 65 yards in the air. That's pretty dang impressive. So that's something to build on. That's a throw that's gonna signal the Garoppolo, like, you're not just gonna come in and beat me. I mean, this is a throw that won't be on NFL Network, a throw that you won't see on ESPN. They don't even show the Niners highlights on some of these sites. And this is a throw that you just won't see. CJ's too quiet to gain this type of accolades for this throw, and I know that the Niners struggled, but I mean, when people look at CJ Beathard, when he played against the Eagles, a lot of times they didn't see the talent that this kind of throw can do. And got to give him some props for this one. Guy is a very raw product, but it's got to give you a little bit of hope that he has that in his arsenal to make that kind of throw. Because Brian Hoyer never had that in his arsenal ever. Okay. I think we're going to get a sack though, unfortunately. So with the rare good comes the unfortunate. Like a hold. Like a sack. That's makes the difficult throw. And that's not an easy throw either, but can't complete the screen. That would have kept them, kind of in schedule. All right, 3rd and 17. This is a nice play. You can, at the middle of the field should be where you should go here immediately. I just would take Kittle or take, somebody. So they attack the middle. Very nice. Get it in the Gould range. Overall, the drive, I didn't think the drive was awful by any means. I think it was a heck of it. I think it was actually one of the best drives of the half. Let's see here. I kind of want to go to the end of the first half, if I may. So again, you get some momentum at the end of the first half. Let me just see this throw for 1 second right here. Again, good news is we can be here a little while. Would have went to Kittle. Tough play, though. Let's see how many they rush here. They actually back up a lot of guys. They're only rushing 4 guys. Let's see who's the culprit of this misassignment. Shoot. I think it might be 63 is the culprit. Yep. Tries to recover, but doesn't really work. Great. Skipped ahead on me. Thanks. All right, let's see the 3rd and 10, and then we're going to take this party down to the we're going to take it down to the last play, towards the last series of the first half. Then I can highlight the touchdown drive, and then we'll probably jet out of here. The gist of the game, though, is that at times this offensive line was porous. And CJ here, he needed to go to George Kittle. There was also a pretty bad mistake from CJ. The snap count was really awful by him. The running game did him no favors. He didn't challenge the, defense. So CJ, I'd say that his footwork is slow. He's not able to pivot from one side to the other side. That's my biggest concern, with CJ Beathard, going from one read to another is a huge, huge chore. Like, he has arm strength, but I just don't know if his feet will ever be fast enough to be elite. Like, when I watch Jimmy G, he's able to go from the right side of the field and scan and go to the left. And I know that CJ needs more time in the system. CJ with the snap count was also poor. There's no audibles being made. There's not a lot on his plate right now. He's not getting a lot of help. I actually think he might have a better arm, a deep ball arm, than Jimmy G, especially with the throw at the end of the half. So, but also got a sustained drive. There's too many negative plays, too many sacks. And CJ needs to understand to get the ball out and just check down a lot. Just keep things on schedule. It's really frustrating to see him get sacked as often as he does. And a lot of it is him just not understanding where the hot route is and him not getting rid of the football in time. So that's something that's a little bit dang annoying. So that's kind of my synopsis with him. Especially here, like, they really do pick up momentum at the end of this first half. So again, let's see the matchup. And here you're going to see middle of the field open. For some reason, on 3rd and 10, they decide to do this. But look at how CJ here, very nice job. Very nice job with 4 guys, was able to get the ball out on time to George Kittle. Good pocket awareness by CJ on this play. Got to give him some props there. That was cool. And George Kittle was able to settle in the hole for a first down. Here we go. Kind of a different skyline, as you can see. Kittle in motion now. They really utilize him well. Nice throw to the outside with anticipation. What are they playing here? They're playing kind of a version of cover 2. It's definitely not an inviting coverage. It's one where they're making you work to get up the field. Very good coverage by Arizona on this play. Their zone coverage is awesome. I don't know why they send out the all-out blitz all the time. Great throw here to Carlos Hyde, again from CJ, taking what the defense gives you. Death by 1,000 paper clips kind of scheme. Here we go. This is the next level of CJ's development, because right here, watch what happens. Watch what happens right here for CJ. And defenses are able to do this, but a lot is in between the ears. CJ needs to understand blitzes better. Like, look at Honey Badger right here. Look at that head start. He's playing his hand, and CJ needs to look at the defense. I wish that they'd teach this kid a little bit. I wish Kyle would teach this kid a little bit how to adjust on the fly during the game, how to snap, how to utilize the snap count to get linebackers off balance, so they're not just picketing your snap count every time and just cherry picking it like Dansby was the entire night. And here Honey Badger's able to get out on a free release, and if he had that knowledge, because Honey Badger was coming, he'd be able to leak it to Carlos, Carlos would then go around the corner to about, like, it would literally be a 40-yard pass if he just, like, understood that one, if he just knew what he was looking for. But again, these are accurate. And then I'd run rub routes, or again, I think they're going to go here to this matchup. It's interesting how he juked out Honey Badger. It's a terrific move there. Terrific move by this kid, 81. It's rare to juke out Honey Badger like that. Middle of the field open. They're able to get it to him. So a nice drive here. You got to come away with points. Nice throw out to Goodwin. So again, just rocking and rolling here. Think you had some kind of penalty, administrative penalty there, that's setting you up, that penalized the Niners on that play. So then you're again taking what they give you, trying to get in the 14-6 is a huge difference. Huge difference. Here I would take what the defense gives you. Again, look. Oh yeah. This is probably his biggest mistake. This is also a big mistake on this drive. Look at this coverage. It's cover one at the top. Very inviting. You have George Kittle, and he's going up against a corner not named Patrick Peterson, and he has the entire field to work with. So this is like what Zach Ertz would do in Philadelphia all the time. And Kittle, he has, like, I'd say, I'm not exaggerating, 70 pounds on the guy, so you could just box out. It's not dangerous to throw to Kittle here. The odds of you getting an interception are not that high. My only fear would be if this safety somehow would come up, but you probably have room right here, okay? And that's what's going to happen. That safety even pivots back, Peterson. This throw is wide open. Wide open. And they don't go to the matchup there. They try a very low percentage throw. Very low percentage. A back shoulder on Patrick Peterson for some reason there. And this might have been third down. So they think they're fooling people by looking at George immediately. They thought it would be a home run, an easy hit there. And then you get 3rd and 10. I think it's going to be a sack. So then you can't get any points whatsoever. Or you get a drop. And how much time is left in the half? I'm just curious. Let's see. Do the Cardinals have timeouts? They do. Ah, man. You just got to get points in that situation. I mean, even run the ball. 14-6, it's an 8-point game at the half. And then out of recess, you have your best drive of the game. Best throw of the game here is to Bourne. Bourne identity. The Matt Damon of the Niners. The Bourne identity. The Bourne identity. Look at this route. Look at this throw from CJ. I mean, he's showing off a bit. That is just big time. Right out of the break, Kyle Shanahan dialing it up. Protection's awesome. That's just a dime. That's like the Goodwin ball. I mean, all the deep balls in this game, they all looked pretty damn good. Dime to Goodwin right there. So there's some things to like. The Eagles game was a disaster. CJ looked terrible. But there were some flashes. And against the Giants, I mean, it ain't going to be that easy of a matchup. I mean, Jackrabbit, DRC, like, people are making it out to be an easy matchup. Like, I don't think it's going to be relatively easy at all. And in fact, the Cardinals here give you a lot of, out of the break for some reason, they're way too aggressive in my opinion, the Arizona Cardinals defense. They have almost way too much trust in their corners. Let's see here. You go play action. Oh, man. Little miscommunication on the back end. Just a late reaction like I was talking about from CJ, though. Because look at this play right here. It's an all-out blitz, which he doesn't recognize whatsoever. He still doesn't recognize it's an all-out. He's got to get the ball out of his hands, and he's about 2 seconds late. When it could have just been, it could have been a completion, and then you're going one-on-one with the ball in your hands. And if you make Peterson miss, it's a touchdown. If you get the ball out here, it's literally, I know it's Peterson, but he has then the responsibility of it's a one-on-one, and if you beat him, it's a touchdown. And that's how you beat this sort of play. And let's see if they're even. I mean, I guess it's first down, but look at that running start. I mean, that would never be able to happen versus a quarterback that's a veteran that's been playing in the league a while versus an elite quarterback. So a lot of these are pre-snap things that CJ can do, looking back at this tape. Pre-snap. And that's, you know what's going to, help is more reps and coaching in that aspect of development, is coaching for the pre-snap. Great wrinkle. Great wrinkle by Kyle here. Gives you faith if you're a Niners fan. Moving Carlos Hyde out here. Again, you get him the football. Very nice. Dialing it up, like scripting plays out of recess, out of the break. Very, very nice. Let's skip ahead here before the video ends. I think there was one in the fourth quarter I wanted to talk about here. Huge series of the game was the Cardinals finally held the ball for like 5 minutes at the end and got points, and that really hurt. Again, cover one. Look at this. Cover one. Again, I don't know why the Cardinals are employing this. Their defensive coordinator, again, just having so much faith in just about all of their cornerbacks. They're really giving up big plays. And, this one, I know that the throw is low, but it's got to be caught. So just little things, little things. No running game, little things. Niners just got to retain the football. They got to figure out a way to get in the third and short. There's way too many 3-and-outs in the offense. And, yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see next week. I think that there's potential. If the Giants play aggressive, you got to try to go to Marquise. He's a weapon for you. You got to try to give it to Hyde, to Kittle. And I think next week, if you get an unmotivated team, you just have to find a way to win. There's no reason why this team should be tanking at all now with Jimmy G in house. I hope you guys learned a couple of things about CJ's performance. It wasn't all terrible. It's actual correctable mistakes. And the guy actually has a lot better arm strength watching the tape than I even gave him credit for several weeks ago versus the Eagles. So appreciate you guys hanging in, watching some of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And we shall see you guys pretty soon. All right, take care.